the sea goddess, Sedna. In the mythology of the Inuktitut people, there is Sedna, the goddess of the seas and protector of sea creatures. Sedna is often depicted as a mermaid or a seal and has the power to help or punish sailors and fishermen. Once upon a time, there was a young girl named Sedna who lived in the Arctic with her father and mother. Her father was a very skilled hunter and always provided the family with plenty of food. One day, 3 suitors came to Sedna. They all claimed to be rich and powerful men and wanted to marry Sedna. Sedna had a hard time choosing between the suitors. They were all handsome and attractive, but Sedna didn't know which one was the right person. Sedna consulted her father about the suitors. Her father told Sedna to marry Anguta, the richest and most powerful suitor. Sedna was reluctant, but she listened to her father and married Anguta. Anguta took Sedna away from the hut by the sea to a large igloo. Sedna discovered that Anguta was a selfish and cruel man. He never respected her and treated her like a servant. Sedna tried to escape from Anguta, but her father sent her back to him. Each time, Anguta treated Sedna even worse. Sedna felt helpless and eventually decided to drown herself in the sea. As Sedna was drowning, the spirits of the sea saved her and transformed her into the sea goddess Sedna. Sedna became the protector of sea creatures and had the power to help or punish sailors and fishermen. When Anguta and her father learned that Sedna was the sea goddess, they begged her for forgiveness, but Sedna did not forgive them. She sank Anguta's ship by sending sea storms and turned her father into a sea monster. The clever and wise. Once upon a time, in the vast forests of North America, there lived a trickster god named Coyote. Coyote was known for his wit and cunning, used for both good and bad purposes. One day, as Coyote roamed the forest, he grew hungry. Spotting a group of sheep grazing, he decided to use his cleverness to catch them. Coyote approached the sheep, speaking in a friendly voice. "Hello, my friends," he said. "I'm new to this forest. Can you tell me about it?" The sheep, fooled by Coyote's friendly demeanor, answered his questions about the best pastures and safest places. Gaining their trust, Coyote offered to take them to a wonderful feast. Excited, the sheep followed him deeper into the forest, unaware of the trap awaiting them. Coyote led them to a large rock. "Here it is," he exclaimed. "The most delicious feast awaits you." The sheep approached and fell into a hidden pit. Coyote laughed, ready to feast. However, the sheep used their intelligence to escape the pit and attack Coyote, driving him out of the forest. Wounded and humiliated, Coyote learned a valuable lesson. Though he continued to be a trickster, he began to use his wit and will. The sheep, through their bravery and unity, taught Coyote the importance of helping each other and being wise. The Raven King. Once upon a time, in the vast expanse of the sky, there lived a powerful bird named Raven. Known as both a trickster and a creator, Raven was associated with the creation of the world and its inhabitant. One day, Raven saw that the earth was still dark and barren. He decided to take matters into his own wings and swoop down from the sky, using his beak to shape the rocks and soil. Mountains, valleys, rivers, and oceans emerged. Then, Raven filled the earth with plants and animals. Lush forests, blooming meadows, and creatures of all kinds filled the world. Finally, Raven created humans. He molded them from clay and breathed life into them from the sky. The first humans awoke and were awestruck by the beauty of the world. Raven taught humans how to hunt fish, make fire, and live in harmony with nature. Years passed, and humans multiplied, spreading across the earth. However, over time, humans became selfish and greedy. They began to plunder nature, and Raven watched with sorrow. He warned them, but they did not listen and forced him to return to the sky. Before leaving, Raven gave humans one last warning. If you do not respect nature and strive to protect it, you will lose everything one day. And so, Raven ascended back to the heavens, and humans were left on their own. Years passed, and humans forgot Raven's words. They continued to exploit nature and began to destroy it. One day, humans were forced to face the consequences of their actions. The earth became polluted, plants and animals died, and humans struggled to find food and water. Finally, they realized their mistakes and begged Raven for help, but Raven did not hear them. They had not listened to him and had driven him from the sky. It was too late for regret. Humans were doomed to live in the ruined world they had created due to their greed and disrespect for nature. Power of the heavens, Thunderbird. Once upon a time, soaring through the vast expanse of the sky, there lived a magnificent bird known as Thunderbird. Possessing immense power, Thunderbird was associated with storms and thunder, revered as both a protective and destructive entity. As Thunderbird glided across the heavens, the flapping of its wings echoed thunder, while the flashes from its eyes mimicked lightning. Some tribes revered and prayed to Thunderbird, for it brought rain and ended droughts. However, when angered, it could unleash storms and tornadoes, transforming into a force of destruction. One day, a village suffered from a severe drought. Crops withered, and people and animals alike struggled with thirst. The village chief, desperate for aid, decided to pray to Thunderbird. Ascending a hilltop, he prayed for days, and finally, his pleas reached Thunderbird. Thunderbird descended from the heavens, its booming voice echoing across the land. "What do you seek?" he asked. The chief, his voice filled with desperation, pleaded, "We are plagued by drought. Grant us rain to water our parched lands." Thunderbird, witnessing the chief's despair, decided to help. It began flapping its wings, stirring up a mighty storm in the sky. As the storm raged over the village, torrential rain poured down, bringing an end to the drought. The villagers rejoiced, tears streaming down their faces, as they expressed their gratitude to Thunderbird. From that day forward, Thunderbird was both feared and respected. It was recognized as the ruler of the skies, a powerful entity capable of wielding its might for both good and evil, maintaining the balance of the heavens. The hunger of the spirit, Wetiko. Once upon a time, among the Lakota people, there existed a terrifying legend of a spirit known as Wetiko. This spirit was an entity that possessed individuals, transforming them into monstrous creatures driven by an insatiable craving for human flesh. Passed down through generations as a cautionary tale against the perils of greed and hunger, the legend of Wetiko offered a chilling glimpse into the darkest corners of the human psyche. According to the legend, Wetiko would take hold of those who became lost in the forest or were on the brink of starvation. Seeping into their souls, it would twist them into ravenous, insatiable beasts. Consumed by an insatiable hunger for human flesh, the Wetiko-possessed individual would embark on a horrific rampage, becoming an unstoppable monster. The tale of Wetiko served as a stark warning against the dangers of both greed and excessive consumption. The Lakota people used this legend to emphasize the importance of living in harmony with nature and taking only what was truly needed. Wetiko represented a dark reflection of the human spirit, demonstrating how greed and hunger can transform us into monstrous evil. One day, a young man named Chayton found himself lost in the forest, on the verge of succumbing to starvation. Before succumbing to the spirit of Wetiko, he had to find a way to survive. Recalling the ancient ways of living in harmony with nature, Chayton chose to take only what he needed to sustain himself. He resisted the temptation of greed and refused to surrender to the spirit of Wetiko. Chayton's story is a testament to hope and resilience. By resisting greed and hunger, he managed to overcome the spirit of Wetiko and find a way to survive. This legend continues to hold significant meaning for the Lakota people, reminding us of the importance of living in harmony with nature and avoiding the pitfalls